loves, welcome back to the vlog. It is actually Saturday at 1:18. I wanted to start the vlog because I'm hoping it'll go up middle of this week that you are seeing it. I wanted to stop putting a bunch of filler in my vlogs, as you guys know. So the last 4 days, 5 days, I haven't really had anything to vlog because I've just been working and trying to, edit and keep on top of stuff and just been relaxing and playing games, and I don't really have anything to talk about. The only couple of things that I have read recently will be already up in my wrap-up, so you guys will have already seen that. But basically I have read Well Met and Collateral Damage. That's all I've read over the last week. I've only read 3 things I think this month, which is fine because I've just been traveling and, like I said, trying to stay on top of stuff and get back in the swing of things, and that's fine. Today I have something to show you guys though. I got my Unplugged book box. This is the anniversary edition, and they asked me if I would like to be sent it, and I said yes. And then I got an email a couple of days ago that it was still on its way. There were some issues with shipping, which is fine. I've actually already seen my friend Boston, who I'll leave Boston's channel down below, but I've already seen Boston's unboxing for it, and I'm still really excited to get the items. So I have unpacked everything, so all I have to do is just kind of show you guys what's in here. We don't have to deal with packaging and stuff. The only thing I don't know about is the book. I'm not sure what the book is, but the theme was, it's the anniversary box. It is a walk down memory lane autumnal equinox box, and the October, this is what it looks like, sorry, and on the back there's the spoiler card, and the October 2019 theme reveal is light at the end of the tunnel, and then on the back we do have a playlist for the theme for this month. There are tracks by Jack's Mannequin, Ed Sheeran, Green Day, Backstreet Boys, Kesha, Bruce Springsteen, Taylor Swift, that's pretty cool, and Fall Out Boy. And then this is a little art card, and it says, autumn seemed to arrive suddenly that year. The morning of the 1st of September was crisp and golden as an apple, which is definitely how I felt this year when September rolled around. I was like, all right, fall's here, I'm ready. And then on the back we have a recipe card for Drapple Crisp. So what we got in the box, first thing that we got is this lotion, and it is called The Giver, and it's by the Macbeth. It's got water, sweet almond oil, meadowfoam oil, and a bunch of other stuff in it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this, but this is what it looks like. And I will say it does smell very, very good. I love anything with almond in it, and I definitely really smell that. But it is based off of The Giver, and I really like this. It's like a plastic container. I'm gonna be putting that in my bathroom. The next thing we got is from a company that I have had my eye on for a while, and I'm glad to finally get a candle to kind of test it out, but it is by Get Fictional. It is Damon. It's made from bourbon, sweet tobacco, chili pepper, and citrus, and this is Damon from obviously the Vampire Diaries, and I love the way this candle looks. I think that, I don't know, the amber packaging is really nice, and it is glass, and it actually smells really, really good. I feel like with the citrus and the bourbon, it kind of smells like a chocolatey candle in a way. Really glad to have that. Next thing I have here is a mug, and it says, instead of being afraid, I could become something to fear on the one side, and then on the other side it says, if I cannot be better than them, I will become so much worse. This is from The Cruel Prince. You guys know I'm not really a fan of The Cruel Prince, but I will be keeping this because I can see some other uses for this, maybe more bookmarks, and I think the quotes are actually really nice. I'm just not a huge fan of the series, and this is a nice size cup, and I do appreciate that, so I will be keeping it. The next thing we have here, it looks like it is a, what are they called? You put cups down so you don't get your cups all ruined. Oh my gosh, what a coaster. A coaster. And this is what it looks like, and it says, the ones that love us never really leave us. And this is obviously from Harry Potter. They did say there's going to be Harry Potter items in here, and that is awesome. I'm actually going to set that next to my desk because I feel like it goes better than the dinosaur one that I currently have. And the last thing that I got before the book is this bookmark, and it's very pretty. And I think it's just a vintage bookmark. Yeah, mark your book this month with this unique vintage bookmark so you can remember where your page is. So yeah, it's just a bookmark. I like that it's smaller. That's nice. I'm just gonna put it in my cup. Probably set it on my shelf. Alright, last thing we got in the box is the book, and it came packaged very nicely. I do believe this is the YA box this month that I got. So let me open this up real quick. Oh, nice. This is definitely a book that I've been wanting to read, so I'm glad to have it. It is There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole. I can't miss debut from Kirsten White said that, but the age of darkness approaches, 5 lives stand in its way. Who will stop it or unleash it? That's cool. Oh, and it is signed, so we have a little signed book plate. And this is what the map on the inside looks like. Let's see what she looks like naked. She is red and silver. I do like that. Let's see what the author looks like. Oh, she's pretty. That is what the author looks like, and that's what the inside of the book looks like. Once again, this is awesome. This is a book that I have seen around, that I've been contemplating purchasing, so I'm glad that I have it now. Thank you to Unplugged Book Box for sending me this box. I am really excited. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I do. I am like trying to make sure that I'm reading all of the books that I'm getting in book boxes, so that's definitely, I'm going to be putting this one on my book cart so I can get to it as soon as possible. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little while. I will update you again later when I have something to update you with. Like I said, not much is happening right now. Right now, I'm on a break from work. I go back around 4-ish. It is like 1:30, so I'm going to play Knights of the Old Republic for a little while before I go back to work. I'm also going to light this candle because it is delicious. So yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next update, whatever the hell that's gonna be. Hi friendos, welcome back. How are you? I hope you're doing better than I am. I'm like sick physically and like emotionally sick at the same time, and I fucking hate it, but I just did my Fake Rate unboxing. It's very chill because I just want to talk about like what I get, but I'm really excited because we got Shadow Frost, and I've been wanting to read this ever since I saw E. Schwab talk about it. Like, she got it in the mail and I was like, bitch, I need to read that. It's like about demons and a princess whose like sole job is to kill this demon that is unkillable, and then the plot thickens because somebody in like her group is actually a betrayer and plotting to kill her, and you know, I really like stuff like that, so really excited to read it. I'm putting the author sticker in the book right now. But yeah, this past week has been really draining. I have just been like getting stuff done, like editing, filming, trying to like get out of my house. I went, the last update that you guys got for the Unplugged Book Box unboxing that I did, like the next day I was out pretty much all day playing Pokemon Go with my friend Carlos from work, and it was a lot of fun, but it was really hot and I was like super anxious, and then you know, like the last couple of days I've been kind of anxious at the same time. It's very weird, but I honestly think that it is linked to my cycle. I think when my cycle comes around, it makes me, it for some reason makes me super anxious, and like, because I'm already sensitive because of it, and I think because it's like, I don't know why, but I know other people feel like this, but when I'm on my cycle, it really makes like everything seem like really difficult, and it makes me very anxious and like wired a little bit, but I'm trying to get past it. Today is my first day back at work. I am not excited for it, but I do have a shorter work week, so that is nice. Like today I work my normal hours, and then tomorrow I only work the morning shift, so that's really cool. I'm hoping to like hang out with people after work. But other than that, not much has been happening. I haven't read at all because I am, if you guys know, if you guys saw my announcement video, I'll list it up here for you guys, but I did like a, if you like these books, you'll like these video games video, and that is because I started a second channel, and I decided to just start putting on there like all the geeky stuff that I really enjoy, so like video game playthroughs, and like my first video was like a Star Wars video, and I just want to like talk about the super geeky things that don't necessarily fall within books on that channel, because I was going to do it on this channel, but I didn't want to oversaturate. And I think that a lot of the times what happens is you get, you know, like when you start your channel, you have like a thing that you talk about, like a thing that you really enjoy, or most people do. Sometimes it works for other people to have a bunch of things on their channel, but for me, what I was worried about, and I noticed this because I've been kind of playing around with it over the last year or so, when I upload like my super geeky content, it gets less views because people who are coming to my channel are coming for book content. And as my channel grows, I want engagement to always be like, I always want it to be high. Like, I always want people who are coming to my channel to be excited about the content that they're seeing. And putting up, you know, video game let's plays and, you know, shit like that, I knew that the engagement on that would be much lower because people who are coming to my channel are coming for book stuff, and I didn't want to oversaturate that. So I did split them up. I talked to my friend Bunny about it, and she was like, I think you should do it. Like, do it. It's fine. So I did. And I'm really enjoying it. Another thing that I think has kind of been happening recently with me is like the whole, not the whole, but Shadow and Bone castings got announced, and yesterday it has been like just in Twitter's normal trash can fire. And I think a lot of what I'm seeing is pretty valid, but obviously like a lot of it is the casting of Jasper, and he is cast as a very light-skinned black man, and people wanted like a dark-skinned black man. And I guess the woman that they cast for Nina isn't as fat as Nina is supposed to be. Nina is a fat character, and the character that the actor that they cast is plus size, but she's not fat, and I can see the disappointment for both. But there's just been a lot of like back and forth arguing and a lot of subtweets, and it's just like every day it's something else, and I feel like I'm feeling more and more disconnected from the community because of that. And it's really hard to engage and keep conversations with people when every time I see that, it's very upsetting, and it's very like jarring to see people fighting all the time. And like I said, it's a very I don't want to say like large part of book Twitter, but it is at times very suffocating, and because of that it makes it hard to want to be on the platform, and it makes it hard to want to talk to people and keep up with people. And I don't know, it's really disappointing. But I've just been feeling very, I don't know, like anxious about it. And I think that because I feel like the booktube community is not really quick to, like, they're really quick to cancel, and I think the issue with that is when you cancel someone, you're basically just, you tell them that they're a piece of shit, and you know, you fucking hate them and blah blah blah. But the problem with that is when you do that is when you're not coming to someone and being like, you know, this is what happened, this is how people are reacting, you don't make them want to change. And I think that that's counterproductive. Because also the thing is, just because you're offended by something somebody says, it doesn't automatically make you right. Like, because you don't know the intent behind things. And obviously, like we always say when it comes to like apologies and stuff, intent doesn't really matter if you've hurt somebody. But especially if it's like a friend or somebody that you admire and they say something that upsets you, I feel like because there's that mutual respect, because you are friends or you do admire them, that it would be normal to want to go to them and explain, you know, why you are wounded. And I think that that's way more well received. And I know it's kind of backwards to be like, somebody hurt my feelings and I need to extend kindness and understanding to them. But if you really truly want them to change, and you know, maybe they don't realize they've done something that's offensive or said something that's offensive, like what happened with me with the bisexual thing, when I said that pansexual was just an evolution of bisexual, what I meant was that it's an evolved term of bisexual. And I didn't get the chance to really explain that, because once it happened and I was trying to explain it to other people personally, like in private, you know, what I was trying to say was just that the term is what I meant. People were attacking me, so a lot of that time was spent defending myself. And then when I was defending myself and from the hate that I was receiving, I got really overwhelmed and shut down. And obviously, because I was having these private conversations with people, I learned that even though my intent was not to do that, the intent doesn't matter, and what I said was offensive. And you know, even if I meant just the term, that's not what I said, and that is the important part of it. But because I was having these private conversations with people, I learned how to not monitor what I say, but to think a little bit more before I say something, or to try to make sure that what I am trying to convey is able to be conveyed in the short amount of characters that we have on Twitter. So it's just been a lot of, like, as somebody who has gone through that, it's been a lot of seeing other people, you know, be canceled because of the fact that they like Ben Barnes or whatever, the Darkling, the guy who's playing the Darkling, and I guess like somebody said like brown face in a movie, and it's like you can't really tell somebody not to be offended by that because it is what it is. But at the same time, it's like it was a different time, and but I can't say anything because I'm just some fucking 30-year-old white girl that lives in Ohio. Like, my opinion doesn't matter. So it's things like that, and it gets really overwhelming. And I think a big problem is that I don't always have something to say. Like, I don't always have, you know, like, a lot of things don't really offend me, and it's probably because I am white and I am privileged and I am, you know, like, I do well for myself and I don't really experience like a lot of prejudices, and I don't experience, you know, a lot of hardships in my life. Like, I've had things happen to me, but my day-to-day life is good. Like, I have a great job that I love. I have a great career with YouTube that I love. I have, you know, friends that I love and family that I love, and I'm doing really well. And I don't really experience a lot of things that I think other people experience, you know, aside from being gay and getting backlash for that, you know, being judged for that, and, you know, being, you know, divorced and experiencing those kinds of things. Like, I don't really see, you know, I don't really get a lot of shit. So it's hard to engage in those kinds of conversations. And when that is the conversation that's often happening on YouTube, it's like, well, I don't have anything to say, so I can't really like talk to anybody right now because that's all anybody wants to talk about. So it's been really overwhelming, and I kind of have found myself like pulling away from the community a little bit. I have been muting a lot of people on Twitter. I have been trying to, you know, fill my feed with a lot of really geeky things that I'm excited about. So like Star Wars stuff, like following people who are really big into the Star Wars community, and like cosplayers and just really nerdy shit, and just trying to, I don't know, like broaden my horizons, because what tends to happen is I feel like Twitter kind of becomes this like echo chamber. And so when somebody does something or says something, or, you know, has a disagreement on something, it's like you don't know what that thing is that's going to set it off. So you surround yourself with all these like-minded people, and then somebody in your group says something that somebody doesn't agree with, and it's like everybody kind of turns, and it's really hard, and it's counterintuitive, and it's not healthy, and I wish people realized that. But that is kind of what I'm going through with Twitter right now. And like, I don't know, I feel bad for people who feel bad about the casting and feel like they have been slighted, and I can't give an opinion on that. You know, like, I'm not the one who feels like that, but I feel for them, and I feel for people who think that it's stupid that people are freaking out about this. And, you know, like, I feel for Lee and the casters and like everybody who's been cast in this movie, and like the backlash they're getting, and it's like, oh my god, like, I do genuinely feel really terrible. But like I said, I don't really have much to say about it. And after, you know, my whole situation on Twitter, I don't really want to get on there and like give my opinion on anything, because I don't think that I'm like clear enough in like trying to convey things. So I just try to like stay the fuck out of it. But so yeah, I've been feeling really disconnected, and it's made me not really want to read and not really want to film and a bunch of stuff. But I'm starting a new book tonight. I'm starting The Wicked by James Newman. I'll put a picture here because it's like on my shelf over there. I'm buddy reading this with a friend, and I'm really excited because it's like a spooky book. It's about a devil. It's about a family who moves to a small town, and there's like a demon that lives underneath the town and likes to eat children. And that just seems really good for me to read right now, but also not at the same time, because my OCD is kind of bad, so we'll see what I think of it. But I am excited. The only other things that I have to talk about are I bought a budget planner, actually. Book just for my budget, and it made me want to cry. But I am planning to go to Florida next year with Bunny and my friend AJ. I'll list AJ's channel down below. He's gonna fly over, and we are going to go to Universal to go to the Star Wars, you know, Universal theme park that they opened, and I'm really excited. And all I could think of last year when we were at Harry Potter was that I would just love to experience Star Wars with AJ. So I've sat down and I've really figured out a budget, like, you know, setting aside $300 every month up until the time that we go, and really just like paying attention to what I'm spending money on, how much money I actually have, you know, adult shit. But yeah, it's been a hoot. The last couple of days have been an absolute hoot. I'll leave my other channel down below. I'm probably always going to leave my other channel down below for people who want different kinds of content, but I'm actually buying my capture card tomorrow when we get paid. So next week, hopefully I can get up some video game stuff. I'm like trying to figure out like how to film and, you know, how all of it works. So we'll see if I'm able to do it for next week, but I don't know. Either way, I'm really excited for that, and I'm really excited to bring new things into my life and like new people into my life and just a new kind of community while maintaining, you know, the book community at the same time. So we shall see. But that is going to be it for this update. I need to edit a video and get ready for work. So I love you guys a lot, and I will see you in my next update. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know how long this vlog is going to span or anything, so I'll just see you when I see you. I know I said I was getting ready for work, but while I was getting ready for work, I work next to a half-price books, and I was like, you know what, bitch, you need to go through your shelves and unhaul some stuff. So I have some stuff to Unhaul. I have been back and forth with a couple of these books, but honestly a lot of these are books that I've had for a really long time that I don't want to read. Some of these are books that I read that I don't like. Some of these are books that I just know I'm never going to get around to, and some of them are duplicates. But I thought you'd want to see. So the first one is The Stand. The reason why I'm unhauling this, I have not read The Stand, is because I own another copy of it. I have a hardback version of the book. It's like an unedited illustrated version, so I don't want to keep that one. I'm unhauling The Institute because I fucking hated this book. I will list in the cards my wrap-up that I did for September and why I'm not keeping it. The next one is one that I'm kind of sad to get rid of, but I don't think I'm ever really going to get around to it because I'm just not very interested in, I mean, I'm kind of interested in the premise of the book, but it's something that's been around for a really long time and I've never taken the time to watch it or read it, and I tried to read this last month, couldn't read it. I've had it for a while, and that'd be Sky Without Stars. I feel bad getting rid of this because it is really pretty, but I think fans of, because it's supposed to be a recreation of Les Miserables, and I think a lot of people will be really drawn to this. It's just not something that necessarily I'm really interested in, so that's why I'm getting rid of that. Tried to read it, didn't read it. It is what it is. The next one is, let's see, a book that I've had for a while, and I did want it. My mom actually bought it for me, and I'm just not in the mind space to actually read this right now, and to be The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I know this is a really popular book, so I know this won't stay on the shelves at half price for very long. It's just, from what I've heard, a very intense thriller, and I'm not really into wanting to read really intense thrillers. I've had it for a while, haven't read it, time to be gone. The next one is something that I bought because I thought it had really good plus size and fat representation in it, but I realized that I'm just not reading it. I've had it for a while, haven't read it. I got it on the day that it was released, like I pre-ordered it, and I think that this needs to be in the hands of somebody that's really going to appreciate it, and that would be To Be Honest by Maggie Ann Martin. It's obviously about a plus size character, a fat character, but I haven't read it, and I want to get these books into the hands of people who are going to enjoy them, who are going to want to read them, and unfortunately it's not going to be me. The next one that I am getting rid of is also a book that, I don't know, this is a fandom that my friend Bunny really wants me to get into, and I don't think that keeping this book is going to be how I'm going to get into it because it is an alternate version of the story itself, and that'd be Slayer by Kirsten White. This is about a girl who knows Buffy and is I guess associated with her, but is not Buffy, and I've had it for a while. I was going to do an entire reading vlog on the book, but I just know that I don't think that I'm gonna like it, so I need to get it into the hands once again of somebody who will like it. The next book is, why do I have this? That's not the book that I wanted. A Boy and His Dog at the Edge of the World. This is an arc, so I'm probably just going to give this to them, or figure out what I want to do with it, because I'm going to bring it with me to half price and see if they take arcs, because you can't sell them, so I know I don't want them to have it to sell it. Like, I don't want somebody to pay for this, but I also don't want to keep it, so I don't really know what to do with it. I do have the hardback version of it, so I may sell the hardback and keep this one, but either way, one of them has got to go. The next one, I just grabbed that one because it was the first version that I could find of the book. I haven't read it yet. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't read it, so one of them has got to go. The next one is Catcher by Kaylin Nicholson. You guys know I love Kaylin. I'm actually currently watching a video of hers on my phone. She's her and Jacksepticeye are my two favorite YouTubers, but I didn't like this book, so it's gotta go as well. The next one is a series that I thought I wanted to get into. I bought this from Barnes & Noble, but this is fucking massive, and I'm just not. It sits on my shelves, and I feel bad. It's actually the same story basically for both of these. The first one is Malice by John Gwynne. I've heard really good things about this. My friend Jess raves about this series, but it's a huge, massive fantasy series, and I'm at a point in my life where I'm not really into really long fantasy series, as well as Forsaken Skies by D. Nolan Clark. This is once again a massive science fiction series, and I'm just like, I don't want to read these right now, and I don't want them sitting there and taking up space on my shelves, so that is why I am unhauling those. But I really quickly wanted to show you guys what I am unhauling, because I know people are really interested in why people get rid of books like that, but it is basically just to pass them along to somebody who's going to like them, or like I said, I have duplicates, or I'm not in the right mindset to read them, or I thought I was going to read them and my tastes have changed kind of thing. But now I'm going to get ready for work, and I will see you guys in my next update with some actual reading. Happy Tuesday. I know I'm ending the vlog really late, but I do need to actually end it because I have been doing it for about a week now. I wanted to tell you guys the books that I have read because I've read a lot. The first book that I read, I don't actually have the cover near me. I think it's in my car, but it's Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore. This is actually really cool. This is about the suffragette movement for women in England, and follows the main character. Oh god, my book is disgusting. Follows our main character, and she is trying to essentially bring down a duke or somebody who's really high up in power that she's hoping will lend cause to their cause, will like lend his voice to their cause, and they end up kind of starting this romance, and it was just really cute. If you want my full review, it's actually on Goodreads, but I really enjoyed it. I finished it, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days ago. I read it in a couple of days. That's how into it I was. Evie has another book coming out, I think the beginning of 2020 with Berkeley, and I want to get my hands on it because I really liked her writing style as well. I think that it was written, I don't know, like it's supposed to be semi-feminist, but I don't think it was done in a very terrible way. I feel like a lot of times feminism tends to be really heavy-handed, so I did like that aspect of this book. The other book that I started to read, but I'm not very far, I'm 38 pages in, is Fatal Alliance by Sean Williams. This is the next in the Old Republic books that I have to read. Not really sure the plot of this one yet because I'm not very far into it at all. So I got quite a bit of that left to read. The next book that I am reading is The Wicked, which I've talked to you guys about in this vlog so far. I am on page 105, which is chapter 20 of this book. I am buddy reading this. This is about a family who moves to a small town, but the kicker about the small town is there's actually a demon that lives underneath it that is trying to kill all of the children, like to absorb all of the children. This book right off the bat starts out with like the gore and the violence and the murder and the horror. This is a horror novel. I hear there is a little bit of erotica in this as well, which I'm not getting yet, and I'm already on chapter 20. I mean, the book's pretty short. I'm almost halfway through it and I haven't really noticed that. There has been like nods to sex, but nothing like at all like really abrasive, and I feel like that was most of the negative reviews I saw for this, was that there was some, you know, like erotica in it and people didn't really enjoy that, but I'm not really getting that so far. Really what I'm getting is just the horror aspect of it. The way that some of the people are killed in this book are really fucked up, but I am really liking it so far. So excited to finish that hopefully in the coming weeks. The book that I am like halfway through, I'm on page 169, which is chapter 23, is actually Shadowfrost, which was in my Fake Raid unboxing. It's the book that we got in our Fake Raid, and I really like this. So like I said, I'm on chapter 23. Follows Astrid, and she is the princess of this realm, and she is there. Everyone in this world is able to do magic to some extent, and they have these stones that sort of bolster their magic at the same time, and it's really kind of crazy people who can do their magic without the stones. And there are different levels, so there are people who can use one, there are people who can use 2 different types of magic, 3 different types, all of them, and she is somebody who can actually use all of them. And she is sent out to kill this demon that is, you know, wreaking havoc on her kingdom and surrounding kingdoms, and she kind of has to figure out who is betraying them, because there's a lot of things that start happening where it's like, where are people getting this information from, like who's telling people, and you're kind of left to sort of figure that out. This is, I think I can see a couple of the twists coming in this book. We'll have to see, but it's still fun to read, but I do think it's pretty predictable if my predictions are correct about this book. I'm guessing that her lady-in-waiting is the actual princess, not her, and I think the person who is betraying them is actually the, like, military general that kind of oversees everything for her mom, so those are the 2 things that I think are going to happen, who I think is betraying who, because there's a point in this book where a kid finds something in the basement of their castle, basically, so it's got to be somebody who works in the castle. So I do think that's kind of what's happening. So far I think it's pretty predictable, but I am liking it. I think that the writing style is pretty interesting. I think that there's a bit of a love, like, triangle kind of quartet thing going on. There's the obvious like love interest who's like her mentor, and then there's the other obvious love interest, which is this like brooding, secretive bad boy that comes to like kind of help her kingdom. And I don't know, like it's very simple in that way. My best friend actually stopped reading this. She said she got 30% of the way through it because she asked me, I was like, what are you thinking of it? And I was like, oh my god, I love it. And she's like, haha, I quit. I DNF'd it. And I was like, no. But so definitely I think a polarizing book for a lot of people, but a lot of other things that I saw where people said that she finished writing this book when she was 15, and they can definitely tell that. Now I will say, yes, it is simple, but I wouldn't say that she like stopped writing that book or, revising that book at 15. Like this book has really been through a lot of that. People say there's a lot in here that, at 15 you'd be really interested in, like the boys and the magic, and there's a lot of especially with Astrid, where her mom doesn't necessarily love her, and I think it's because she's not actually her daughter, but she's trying to like prove herself through the entire thing, and there's a whole lot of like, I wish you just loved me and not for like my magic abilities, because that's the only time her mom ever shows like appreciation for her. So I think that that's kind of cliche and like done, and I'm not a big fan of that, but overall it is really interesting. Those are the books I have read and am reading. I don't know why the fuck I'm reading 3 books at once again. I don't know how we get to this place, but here we are. But I did want to end this vlog. I'm sorry it has been all over the place. I have been sick and emotionally just not feeling very well, and wanting to pick up a camera, hasn't really been at the front of my mind every day. So I've just been like relaxing, and like my hours at work, like on the weekend I don't really have time to film, because like Friday I had plans after work, but Saturday I worked basically like 11 in the morning till almost 2 in the morning, and Sunday I worked like open to close, and I don't know, I'm real tired. So yeah, like I just didn't really have time to like update you guys, and like didn't really want to update because I wasn't really doing much and nothing was really happening. I'm just at work. I think that's the downside to being a YouTuber sometimes, when you have like younger friends who are also like YouTubers, and or like just anybody in general, I think that works like a normal job, they have time after work to update, or like I really don't. Like I work crazy hours, so I'm sorry that I didn't update you guys this weekend. I mean, I'm not really sorry, it's not really anything I can do about it, but that's gonna be it for this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you guys a lot. I hope you had a good week as well, or that you're going to have a good week, because this will probably go up on like Wednesday or something, but I did want to get this out there and just tell you guys, like, life is life right now, and I'm sorry that the vlog is kind of all over the place, but I do have some really cool videos planned for the rest of the week, and I'm really excited to get those out. But yeah, I don't know, I guess that's it. I'll see you guys in my next vlog.